Hi everyone, so today we're going to be going through a 2020 presidential prediction between Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. So we'll be going through this one pretty quickly because I have a few other videos I'm wanting to get out. So Bernie Sanders, he would win Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Illinois, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey. I can click on them. Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia, New York, most of Maine except for that second congressional district would move into the safe column, along with the state of New Mexico. So Bernie Sanders at 190 electoral votes. Now, as for Trump, he would win Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, most of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Indiana. So there you have your Trump and your Sanders states. So we'll be going through the likelies and the leanings and the tilts before finishing off this video. So Donald Trump, he would win Texas. I don't think that would be necessarily all that difficult for him to do. I just think Bernie Sanders not necessarily the right candidate to win in the state of Texas. I see Trump winning in Texas. In Nebraska, 2nd District, sorry about that. Most of Nebraska is safe there, and then that 2nd District I see moving into the leaning Republican column. Same thing with Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina, just because, again, these states have been trending Republican, except for North Carolina and Georgia, but Florida definitely trending Republican as of right now. I see Florida moving into the Republican column. In Georgia and North Carolina, Democrats did not do as well as they had hoped. In both of these states, they fell short in a governor's race in Georgia. They also fell short in a few House races in the state of North Carolina. And honestly, it's pretty much a leaning Republican state at this point. I don't think Sanders is the right one to capitalize on the African American population in both of these states. So as for the state of Virginia, I see the state of Virginia moving into the likely Democratic column by about 7 percentage points in favor of the Vermont senator, just because, again, I think that Virginia now starting to move towards the Democrats quite quickly. I see Virginia moving into the Democratic column. So now let's take a look at our electoral map. 203 for Bernie Sanders, 224 for Donald Trump. Why can Bernie Sanders make up some of this margin? He can make it up in Nevada and Colorado. So both of these states have been trending Democratic for years now, but and Democrats have won presidential races in both of these states ever since 2008. Where Barack Obama defeated John McCain. Barack Obama also defeated Mitt Romney in both of these states. Hillary Clinton defeated Donald Trump in these states. Also in the 2018 midterms, Democrats held on to a governor's seat and picked up a House seat in Colorado, and they picked up two highly contested statewide offices in Nevada. I see Bernie Sanders winning Nevada and the state of Colorado. But as for Arizona, it's not looking as bright for Bernie Sanders. I see Trump narrowly winning here. It's because, again, I think it's still too much of a Republican state for someone like a Bernie Sanders to be able to pull it off in Arizona. So we're going to go through this part of the country, the Northeast. This is an area I think Bernie Sanders can do very well with his populism. I see him winning, actually flipping the 2nd District of Nebraska and also winning the state of New Hampshire, where he's very likely to win a primary situation there, being kind of like the home state favorite child, I guess, thing. But anyway, 223 for Bernie Sanders, 235 for Donald Trump, moving into the stretch. So we have Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. I'll be covering it in that order. Okay, so let's go. So Pennsylvania, I see moving into the Democratic column, not till but in a leaning fashion. I think Bernie Sanders' populism would do well in Pennsylvania. I also think since Democrats did very well in the midterms, I see Pennsylvania moving into the Democratic column. As for Ohio, I also see this one moving into the Bernie Sanders column. This one's going to be very, very close at the end of the day. Even though Trump won this in 2016, I think that that was because of Hillary Clinton's baggage and because she was a moderate Democrat. But I think that in the state of Ohio, we can see progressives like Sherrod Brown do better than moderates like Richard Cordray. The list goes on and on. In Ohio, Barack Obama defeated John McCain and Mitt Romney in the state of Ohio. I see the state of Ohio moving into the Bernie Sanders column. And if Ohio's going, you probably know that Michigan is also going. And that officially puts Bernie Sanders over the line at 277 electoral votes. So Michigan also moving into the Democratic column for the same reasons as Pennsylvania and Ohio. In Wisconsin, I see this one moving into the Democratic column as well. Hillary Clinton not doing too well in this state, but I think at the end of the day, it would narrowly go into the Democratic column. As for Minnesota, if the Rust Belt is going, you probably know Minnesota is also going to go. And with Trump's very, very low approval ratings in Iowa right now, I could see Bernie Sanders narrowly clinching Iowa over Donald Trump in this case. So there you have it. 303 electoral votes for Bernie Sanders, 235 for Donald Trump. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down your suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.